Hi, everybody. Welcome to the FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 135. We are back in the basement, joined by my teenage son, Jack. Correct?
No, I'm not a teenager.
No? Have you gotten younger or older?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Well, we're doing another very late night, Friday night, right? Because work and basketball and whatnot is in the way.
Yeah, I told him I have no work next week.
Not at all?
None.
Wow.
Straight week and nothing.
That's weird. I wonder if you'll pick up a shift maybe or something.
Nah.
Not worried about it?
I don't intend to, but
At least you're free to time keep the basketball game then.
there's one next week.
Tuesday.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I played late night basketball again, dropped your brother off at a basketball party with his team sort of thing, watching the All-Star game and whatnot, doing what they do, and got home quite late. So I'm tired, but anyways, usually I find energy once we're down here. I got my coffee with me, right? So I should be okay. Had a shower. I'm good to go. You watched a movie yesterday?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
And nobody threw up in my car?
No.
That was refreshing. Not that it's you.
Quite literally, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it was nice. I noticed he took a lot of heat about that the whole ride there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But so what movie did you watch? Don't spoil too much, but because it is current.
Ant-Man Quantumania.
And your expectations were what going in?
I don't know, it looks solid. Like, I don't know, it hasn't been the best. Like the last one, which was Black Panther, was pretty good, but even then, that was like solid. And then what was before that?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
It's your expertise.
I don't know.
So
but basically, their output hasn't been the best lately. I haven't even
right,
watched
that's
the
what
last
I've
few
heard.
shows. Like
that
the shows are even worse than the movies.
That maybe they're just doing too much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing too
So
much.
relative to your expectations, like
It was pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
good.
Like you were entertained
But
and were
that's one we've seen in a while.
okay.
Like which it's been a while, obviously since Morbius.
Yeah.
But MODOK was funny as hell. You want to see? Hold on, I'll show you a picture of MODOK. It's like the funniest thing. Because Nene saw like I think TikTok or something, so we got spoiled on what his face looked like. I mean, you could kind of.
There's lots of talk of this person in the car on the way there. That's for sure.
It's funny as hell.
Why is that?
Cause like he got sucked in the quantum realm in the first. He's the villain from the first Ant-Man in this one.
Okay.
Oops. But you ever seen
Spoiler.
Corey Stoll? I think is his name.
Probably, but
Anyways,
if I saw him, maybe.
And then Jonathan Majors as Kang he's awesome. Just,
Oh yeah, that was a name you said yesterday that I
Yeah.
was gonna look up.
He's just like I don't know. That like he's effortlessly cool and like
He
just
looks
the power.
familiar. I don't know what I've seen him
He
in.
was awesome because he's like
Good.
the next major bad, like the Josh Brolin Thanos kind of
Nice.
deal. So that's
Nice.
cool. And then the credit scenes were pretty sweet too.
Nice. So it was worth going.
Yeah, we might go again because MODOK is hilarious.
Okay. That's fine. So yeah, I was out driving you around at midnight. The weather was awful.
Oh yeah.
Did not cancel buses though, unfortunately.
No, not even.
But yeah, it was freezing rain. It was
I'm
crazy.
surprised I didn't. I was like, it was weird 'cause I woke up like close to 8, and I can never remember if I got woken up or I just woke up.
Yeah.
My door was open, so I was like, I thought I might go.
I usually just open it and go and yell something.
I couldn't tell, and I thought I'll lay here for a bit and see what happens, and then eventually I can kind of grasp whether it's a snow day or not.
Right.
So.
Like your mother walks in and goes, "They canceled buses." That'd be usually, and then that's
Yeah, or sometimes
a celebration.
Like, all right, you just let me sleep in, or
Yes.
Sometimes I wake up a bit and I hear you tell Nate or Mom or you will come in
Right.
to wake me up. But
'Cause I'm
I've
loud.
already woken up like a minute before.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works.
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. I
Yeah.
had that happen too.
Just randomly. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Speaking of sleeping in, at least it's a long weekend here, right? So
Mhm.
Family Day weekend where we live. So Monday is a holiday.
Mhm.
No
And,
work, no school. Nice.
Chamber tomorrow.
Elimination Chamber, yeah, which you recommended a couple clips for me to watch leading into it, which I just did, that I'm
It
sure will
is
come up
in
later.
Almost our neck of the woods, and yet
True,
not
and-
our neck of the woods at all.
No, it's pretty far. It is in
Mhm.
Canada, but far from us for sure.
Very.
Montreal
much
is a
so.
beautiful city, though. I will
We
say
know,
that.
like French.
Have you been to Montreal? I know I should know that.
I haven't been anywhere.
I don't think you've been to Montreal. You've been
No,
to
I
Ottawa.
haven't been anywhere.
Anywhere? You've been to
Outside of
Jamaica?
Ontario? No.
Been to Jamaica twice?
Outside of Ontario in Canada.
Dominican? Once?
No.
No, you
Cuba.
didn't go to Dominican? That was
Cuba.
before children?
Cuba.
Oh, Cuba, right.
Cuba once. Jamaica
Jamaica
twice.
twice.
No other provinces.
And hopefully again.
No,
I've been to every
hopefully-
province
hopefully
except
t-
Newfoundland. Me.
Hopefully Target. That's the goal. You know?
I would suggest that you could have loftier goals than going to a Target.
No, that's pretty much the.
That is the life goal.
I'd say probably getting that, and then maybe the Jedi Survivor game, but I already got that locked down.
So now it's just go to Target.
Yeah, pretty much. And
We
get
had
that,
Target. You had your chance.
Get that Seth Rollins, you know?
Target did not last long here.
Elite 99 Rollins, I still don't have. I'm pretty sure I've had like more than one dream revolving around that Seth Rollins, and I wish I was joking.
That's weird.
I'm not even kidding. And then I wake up, I'm like,
You
oh
li-
yeah, I don't have it.
You like what you like. That's
Seth,
for sure.
Seth Rollins, that's what I like.
You do.
Just to clarify.
You do.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should probably get this started, seeing as it is very late, and we tend to talk very much.
Oh, your birthday's almost up.
It is
1 minute.
2. Well, mine says 2. It's 11:58, but
Oh, mine says 59. What's my phone say? 58. Okay.
then
you
it's
win.
just another day.
You win, I guess.
Yep. All right, so let's do it. Let's start talking about some wrestling-related stuff in our first segment, which we like to call, cryptically, obviously, news and rumors. All right, so we'll start out talking some ratings quickly. This week's episode of NXT averaged 640,000 viewers, up 13.9%. Good week for them. Earned a .15 in the key demographic, up 36.4%. So obviously, significant shift from last week, and it just went head-to-head with the usual NBA stuff that seems to be every week, right? Dynamite, 824,000 viewers average, down 8.3% from last week. Earned a .27 in the key demographic, also down, but only, or no, I guess more, 10%. And same thing, just NBA competition. So a bump up for NXT and a bump down for AEW Dynamite. I'm kind of curious what the ratings for Rampage are, just to compare it, because I feel that
they started early today. It was starting at 7 because it's the slam dunk thing or whatever.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
could actually watch it normally.
I feel it's more comparable to NXT, you know what I mean? In terms of like what the ratings would be, because it's not like the main program for the company.
That's fair, yeah.
But anyways, what do you got?
I think it'd be interesting if Rampage ever has like another 2-hour one, then that'd be cool to compare, because
yes,
that's even better, right?
Yes,
because it's the secondary show be the same runtime.
So they do 375 this week,
like 1,000.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
All right, what do you have?
I mentioned it to you, and I think you saw, but just a basic one is Mark Briscoe got signed.
Yeah, that's
AEW,
good.
Which I think that makes sense given the recent trajectory of things following the Jay Briscoe thing. So I think that's solid. He beat Josh Woods in Dynamite, which we'll talk about later. He also beat Jay Lethal on with the Jay Briscoe tribute. So
nice.
That I was annoyed he only had one tag belt tonight. I think it was kind of cool he came out with both on the. Not just because I find it amusing, but also because it's kind of.
I wonder what they're gonna do about.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that they're like kind of leaving it like that for now.
No rush.
I think you kind of have to do something eventually, but I don't mind leaving this for now. I think that's kind of a nice touch.
Yep. Just to see him introduced still as one half of the tag team champions or whatever.
Yeah. I like it.
Makes sense. What do I have? Charlotte Flair. This isn't really news. It's just fun for us.
I think I saw.
She believes that her match with Rhea Ripley should be considered a main event of WrestleMania 39. For sure.
It wouldn't be the craziest thing because A, they've done that like for the women's matches before, and B, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, for sure more important than Bloodline stuff.
But
right?
you forgot, I think Sami Zayn deserves something, right? Whether he's facing Roman as well on one of the nights, either of the nights, or the tag title thing like you mentioned, you got to give him something.
And I heard Meltzer say that he isn't sure that Sami won't win tomorrow night or tonight or whatever it is technically.
I think that's fair.
I think that's amazing.
I don't think he will, but I think that's cool that we're even at that point.
100%. Like that's just.
And I think that makes sense to me. Like I think it makes sense for. I still, not to spoil my pick, I would still lean towards Roman, of course,
for sure,
because we're like this close to Mania. But the fact that like it's so.
That's a testament to how well Sammy's done, right?
I really like that. That's kind of cool, and so Charlotte can go.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Can open the show if you want a good spot.
Is she a good wrestler? Sure. Is she interesting? Not really.
Although they put Steve Austin in one of the main events last year, so this isn't the most outlandish thing.
True.
So that's the state of things.
I just don't think it kind of reeks of lack of self-awareness that you know what I mean? Looking around at the landscape and going, I should be main event.
Mm-hmm.
No. But anyways, what else you got?
Rhea Ripley's kind of hot, but it's not that.
No,
It's no Sami Zayn.
I'm not. She deserves a main event more than Charlotte Flair does, in my opinion. Just the run Ripley's on.
Mm-hmm. But even that's no Sami Zayn.
No, not even close.
On Rampage, Keith Lee returned. He's, I guess, gonna resume the feud with Swerve.
He's back. He's been gone a while.
Yeah, it's been a decent bit. Well, Swerve
and he's
did.
going right back to Swerve.
Yeah, Swerve did nothing.
Swerve's got his crew now. Okay.
Sure. So Keith Lee's back. That's cool.
Yeah,
I like his theme.
Yeah, he's cool. It's good to have him back. This is again a bloated roster, so signing people and bringing people back, somebody's got to get pushed out of the picture. It feels like
Saraya.
I second that. Dax Harwood says that Vince told him. Did you see this?
Oh, I think I did.
That what match? The Revival against who?
It was them with the Good Brothers.
Correct.
Right? Which I mean, that figures.
It was the worst match that Vince had ever seen in his life, and what I was reading.
Was that like the Rumble pre-show or something?
I think what I read was Dax wasn't even sure, like, because he said they wrestled Good Brothers quite a bit, so he wasn't sure. He actually said, I think it was either some pay-per-view or it could have been Raw. I forget what pay-per-view he said.
I think I saw Rumble 2018 pre-show.
Yeah. And then he was like, or it could have been a Raw after that. But he just thought it was funny because it kind of like a badge of honor that the guy that's been involved in wrestling for the longest and has seen the most is like, your match was like, he doesn't really bother him, right? Cause
yeah, at least you're notable enough to be like the worst.
I don't think he and Vince have many commonalities on like what makes a good wrestling match, right?
No.
So I don't think it would bother Dax too much at all.
I think
but I just thought it was funny.
Well, I think we'll both get a kick out of this. NXT and the Schisms, Ava Rain lost her last name.
Oh, I saw that.
And I thought we were done with this.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's nice, and not like she misplaced it. It's just it's absent now.
At least I might remember it better because I've been struggling. Ava.
That's it.
Stop calling her the Pebble.
It's like I don't know. It's like Triple H clearly doesn't have the whole thing locked down because between this and Michin,
right?
I mean, you do have like pluses. Like,
is she strictly Michin now, or does she go back and forth?
I saw when I was looking for Raw segments, Michin versus Piper Niven.
Okay,
so you tell me.
Piper Niven got her name back,
right? Least. So that's like a plus. You have Austin Theory, Matt Riddle, Piper Niven, but then you have Seth freaking Rollins, Butch,
I knew that was
Michin, and this. Like,
yeah,
it's still stupid. And when we finally remember to get the worst stuff done, I guess now we have a long weekend, so maybe that'll work out. I do have stuff to say about those because that's gonna come up.
Oh yeah, we could do that this weekend.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah, it is coming.
Yeah,
I just forgot when.
Did you hear my next one is what superstar has been removed? They said from the 2K23.
Oh, okay.
It is somebody part of a duo, the female part of the duo that we don't enjoy.
Scarlett.
Correct.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that apparently. And the words were removed, not like she wasn't included or whatever, that eventually
she
at some point, right? So
not even as a manager?
Obviously people are speculating. No, I think like removed is what I read. So but
maybe because no one's going to play as her.
I don't know. Or people are like, oh, does that mean a release is imminent or whatever, right? Love to read into it.
I'd like to think so, but
I don't want her to lose her job, but
I'm
it's
okay
just
with
interesting.
That. Actually, I'd rather Cross get fired first because he's a bigger waste of space.
Yeah,
she can just go manage someone better.
It's never impressed us, to be honest. I only have one more.
Last one I have is NWA related, so
oh, perfect.
Let's go. They announced so a while ago Medusa announced the Women's World TV title, which is necessary.
Yeah.
So now they've announced there will be a tournament forthcoming for that title to crown the first champion. Brackets still to come, but the first match is Taya Valkyrie and Genocide. And I saw this when I was reading about it. So to clarify, they have 8 belts so far.
Wow.
Yeah. So like
in a tiny company.
Yeah. So
everybody gets a belt
for you. So you got the world's title held by our boy, the Funkasaurus.
Yep. Which has made people like pull shoot on that company.
Oh yeah.
Watching it, like I'm done.
So yeah, Tyrus, FKA Brodus Clay. He's got the world title for those who don't know. National title, I think it's Scion. If you remember him.
Oh, masked person?
Masked dude, yeah. TV title, Bram just won that, or Latimer.
Yep.
He just took that. Tag titles, I think it's still Love Rebellion, I want to say.
I'm not sure.
I think they still have him. I know they lost him for a bit, but I think they have him again.
I tried to watch an episode not long ago, and I couldn't do it.
Camille still has the main women's title,
I figured that. She'll have it for a while.
Junior heavyweight title is Ricky Morton's kid.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that's just like, Homicide had it before.
Right. Prestigious.
They have... Get this. No, this is going to sound really NWA. They have U.S. tag titles.
Yeah, kind of nostalgia-wise, I kind of like that.
Yeah, but like
Having a secondary
the
tag
belt,
title.
the first belt's rolling. And like I don't think you need that, right? And
Yeah.
so that's just
Not
unnecessary.
in that
I
company,
forget
no.
who has. I just saw who won it, and I don't even know. Cause like some of their names, like they sound so low budget indie. It's like I can't remember. Like the TV champ before Latimer was Jordan Clearwater. Like that's a horrible name.
I've been watching him since
Mhm.
way back on Championship Wrestling, and I feel like he just doesn't get better.
Mhm.
Like if they like his look on the indies because he's big and pretty jacked
Yeah.
for an indie guy, but he's rough.
And then they also have women's tag titles, which is the best division in any company.
Yes.
So, like, and
Other
those
than maybe
belts,
Stardom.
those belts, and that's fair, yeah. The belts annoy me so much because they're like the old looking plates. Because so many of the NWA belts look so old, right? It's like you know how they look. Other than
They
I'd
do.
say the junior heavyweight title, but anyways, the faceplates look old, and then there's no side plates on the belt, so it's just a strap with a faceplate, which just bugs me.
What's the
'cause
really weird looking one there?
the national title?
Yeah.
Because it's like
I don't like it.
it's like the shape of a country on
Right,
the map,
right.
right? Like it's
It's like an
it's so
asymmetrical.
ugly.
Yeah, I think so
and
too.
it's got like a fat strap too, which sometimes is okay because like the North American title has a fat strap and that's cool, but like
Yeah.
it's so ugly, and it's not even like I feel like the NWA World title is kind of ugly, but it's so classic, like, and it's got at least a nice shape to it, right? Like there is an appeal to that title.
Say what you will, it's still better than some of the ones we see up close on indie shows, that are
Oh.
basically like
Oh, yeah.
tinfoil.
Yeah, well, it's the Durham title from GCW.
Yeah,
That's like I don't know if that's even a belt.
it's amazing.
Or what was it like? I think the last one we went to, like the Grinder Mark Shaw guy had like the indie title or whatever.
Mhm.
That might have been worse than the tinfoil
I think
belt.
it was.
It
Something.
was like really small and like I don't know. So yeah, this will be like what their third women's title and like, and I feel like it's so boring there too. So like I don't know how you could have three
I
women's
tried
titles,
to watch it. I
2
can't.
tag titles, like 4 men's singles titles, like. That'll be 9 titles, and how many? Like, I think WWE probably has it, but like WWE spread across 4 shows, they have a massive
Correct.
roster.
Right.
Like even their weak women's division would beat the NWA, so it's I don't know, it's just interesting that they're going like. And plus,
More
women's
belts.
world television title is a mouthful. It's like me saying interim women's world champion every time Tony Storm was defending the title. So
Speaking of women's
know.
champions,
oh,
I think we
segue.
briefly mentioned this, that Fightful is reporting that there was a talent meeting in AEW ahead of Thunder Rosa's return.
yeah.
To which you said very aptly, I think, like she must have ruffled some feathers, right?
Yeah.
And so
Which I mean, like, given the whole weird nonsense with her title run, like, not how we didn't like it, but like how it kind of fizzled out.
yeah,
I feel like that would this kind of lines up.
yeah, and it was.
What is she, like a Spanish commentator now or something?
I don't know. So they said the entire women's division was part of the meeting, and it's this is Fightful still, as a way to resolve tension from frayed relationships between Rosa and the other women in the promotion, specifically referred to sandbagging and working stiff, most notably against Marina Shafir. Mm-hmm.
Well, that kind of makes sense. So Shafir is like legit though.
Yeah, and I don't know. So, anyways, that's take that for what you will. But that's
Makes
it for
sense.
news for you and me.
Yes.
All right, so let's move into our in-depth review of our favorite show pretty much every week, always every week, I think.
Yeah. I don't really watch anything else, and if
True.
I do catch NXT, I
And
pretty much
NXT and
wanna
Impact
blow my eyes out.
aren't better. So
No, I don't think the fat chance.
so it's our AEW Dynamite review.
So we start with a hot opener with a capital H.
Mine first note is hot opener ?
Exclamation mark.
Why would we ask that?
Why
What
would
could
I
it be?
ask that? Why is that a question?
Mhm.
That's what I want to know. That should be like a huge statement, like with 5 exclamation marks.
Yes, I wish it were.
We have Orange Cassidy, the Acclaimed, and Daddy Ass versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, and our boy Satnam Singh.
Yep, it's true.
So to recap, Billy Gunn and Jeff Jarrett are in the same match in 2023, along with 2 not really wrestlers in Dutt and Singh.
Right.
So, yeah.
It was done. I'll throw it in now, and I think you agreed. I said this felt like a WWE TV match to me.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah. Which and that is being not complimentary.
No,
in
not
case you're
really.
new here,
Not
that's
really.
not complimentary.
No, especially in this day and age. There's like Bowen to that the guitar crusher kind of leg drop from behind to Lethal. Cassidy faces off with Satnam Singh. He takes it to Dutt, which was all riveting.
Nice summary. Riveting stuff happened.
Billy Gunn and Jericho had it for a decent bit, which was also as riveting and exciting as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Saddam Singh clears house for a bit, which is also, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, riveting. Famous to sing from Billy Gunn at the pace of like a snail's pace. Like it was a real thrilling famouser there. Golden Globe shot a lethal combination to Bowens. That was alright. And they beat, like, what was it, Dutt, I think? With the Scissor Me Timbers. They won with Scissor Me Timbers.
Right. I think it was
so that's the state of this match. This was far from my favorite opener. It was boring. It wasn't really entertaining. Like, not for lack of things happening. Like you said to me, it just wasn't exciting, and it was too much of that lame comedy that I found that was in
Same.
Lethal and Cassidy a few weeks back. But I think more so, and also just like, forget the comedy. Like, too many parts of it were slow. Like Gunn and Jarrett was slow. Anything with Singh was slow. And like, why am I seeing Billy Gunn and Jeff Jarrett opposite each other in a match in 2023? That's ridiculous. Like, I don't need to see that. That's like Jarrett and Sting, except maybe not as bad because Billy Gunn's in better shape.
Yes.
Not a great opener. I already didn't want to see this. Like, I kind of groaned before this was on, and like, it's one of the things where I say the match graphic, I'm just like, like, could this not have been on Rampage? Like, put this on Rampage, and then I don't care.
Yes.
This was about what I expected, and that's not very complimentary either.
Yeah, by far the highlight of this was Caster's rap. I thought that was strong.
Oh, that was actually really good. Yeah,
coming in, and then I liked the interaction with Lethal and Bowens, and then the rest was not for me. Right? It's just too many people I'm not really interested in. Too many moving parts, like just too much going on, and a bit of comedy here, and a bit
also
of,
too many not moving parts.
yeah, felt very WWE. So not a strong opener by any means. I don't think I disliked it as much as you did, but I didn't like it, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
That's not how you start a show.
And this show starts out hot, and this was not it for me. I didn't make any note of how the crowd was into it. I don't know if they were more into it than we were. I assume if they were super hot or silent, I usually make a note, but I don't know.
Well,
I didn't.
They didn't seem super hot, and B, the commentary didn't tell me, so I don't even know.
Right.
Next we get a Bryan Danielson promo post-match last week because he's bloody. And he said MJF can't go 60 minutes like him. He said that MJF is scared. He knows Bryan, or the Boogeyman, will take the AEW title from at Revolution.
It's gonna get you.
Which was solid, and I like the intensity here. The blood is always a cool look when you do the post-match thing.
Yeah.
But you got my hopes up for Boogeyman being all elite.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
He looked awesome here. He sounded good. Just really intense. It's like he's ready for the final boss now, right? And yes, the fact that they did it right after the match while he was still a mess added to it for sure. Yep.
Next we get Blackpool's Claudio Castagnoli and John Moxley versus LFI's Pero Pelagroso, Preston Vance, and Roosh in a Texas Tornado tag.
I actually forgot that Claudio was the ROH champion. I was like, oh yeah, that's not good.
No.
And I think it's partly my fault for not remembering a lot, but it's partly their fault for not.
It's partly on them, and it's also partly on me, because I don't think I even watched the match where he won the title.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Huh. Well, he is the champion.
Last thing, I remember from, like, the last ROH, I know I watched the dog. I think I only watched the dog collar match.
Yeah, that's true, and I went back and watched some.
I didn't watch any, because I didn't watch Juice versus Joe either.
I did.
I don't think I watched, I actually might have watched Athena, because that's when she won the title, right? I think at the last one. So I think I watched her win the title. I think I watched the women's match, the dog collar, and something else. Because I know I didn't watch the ROH title or the TV title one. So
how dare you?
Yeah, I think I saw the Embassy win the titles. Was that? I don't even. I think that's when they won the titles. I don't know.
Anyways,
remember to call him, folks, Pero Pelagroso.
For sure. Right? I still have 10 in my notes, so it's so easy to write 10.
That's true. I saw on Rampage, like, he's been doing, because he's been, like, has squashed against luchadors. He's doing, like, a belt collector thing, but with masks, and he has, like, all of them strung together as, like, with a scarf or whatever.
Jericho used to do that.
I think that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
For Pero Pelagroso. Pero Pelagroso? Anybody?
Okay, go to get through this match.
LFI attacked Blackpool in the crowd during their entrance. With Claudio taking out LFI, isolate Mox in the ring. There's a spinebuster from Pero Pelagroso and a dropkick from Roosh. Springboard uppercut to Pero Pelagroso from Claudio. Blackpool Combat Club. They wedge like 2 chairs in the corner, so like between the top and middle rope and the middle and bottom rope, so like you do both.
Right.
And then they send Pero Pelagroso into the chairs. Then Pero Pelagroso spears Mox off the apron, like Big E spot. Luckily Rush and Claudio are kind of acting as a base.
Yeah,
there,
they were waiting
kind of
for
got
it.
a reaction, because that's always like a risky thing. Too.
It is.
Surprised Big E broke his neck with Ridge Holland.
I know,
and not
that
doing the spear.
Used to scare me every time he did that spear.
Yeah. Claudio comes back in the match after being out for a bit again. A lot of chain assisted punches and uppercuts. So he's got like the chain on his fist and he's doing that. Claudio swings Pero Pelagroso a bunch and pins him for 2. With Rush breaking the pin. He goes for the neutralizer, but Jose nails him with a chair shot to the back. Like he kind of hits him with it and then drops it. But like I thought like the smack was really nice. Like it was a really satisfying.
That's where I was like, why don't you just hold on to the chair, right?
He's like, 1 shot, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he's like all flexing it, and then he's walking around the ring, and then Yuta comes down and attacks him, chases him away. The finish comes when Mox is raining down the hammer and anvil elbows on Pero Pelagroso, then chokes him with a chain, and then switches that into like a Juji Katami.
Yep.
With the chain for the win and Pero Pelagroso tap.
Yeah. There's a point near the beginning where commentary were working, so I was annoyed a couple times. They're working way too hard here to try and convince us that like Vance is a completely different person now. Like, let him show us if you want, right? You don't need to just
different
keep
ring
telling
gear.
me.
I can see his face. He does look like a different person.
Yeah, so that annoyed me a bit. But yeah, chaotic tornado match, right? And I thought it was pretty good. Because it's me, my favorite stretches are when it resembled a normal wrestling match, and I really liked the stuff with Rush and Claudio, and could see that being an interesting feud.
I feel like
right?
this should have been like a normal tag match, but like with like it should have been tornado, but I feel like it should be a tornado where like it's not no DQ, because then what's the difference between this and like just the women's tag we had recently on Rampage where that's a street fight? What's the difference? You know what I mean?
The name.
Yeah, exactly. So like because for me I like the tornado tag being the distinction where it's like it's just no countouts basically, which I think that's a fair distinction. Which so I mean like as fun as this is with like the chain and stuff, and of course Mox gets to bleed again, or sorry for the first time, unbleedable,
the unbleedable.
But like, that's all fun. Like I'm not gonna complain too much about that, but just like I kind of wish it was like a try and true tornado tags, and it's like there's a bit of a distinction there. You know what I mean? But I thought the armbar with the Juji Katami with the chain, I thought that actually looked really nice at the end. Like I thought his arm was bent back decently. I thought that actually looked cool, and Vance had like the blood in his hair, so I thought he actually looked kind of cool at the end.
He was bloody. He doesn't seem super polished to me. Like I don't think his selling in some other little things,
liked him,
but he does have
some of his 10 matches though.
He has some cool offense for sure. I think. Right?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid showing for Pero Pelagroso.
Yeah, I liked the match. I think the crowd liked it more than I did, but I liked it for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid. It's the better match so far.
For sure.
Which doesn't say much.
No.
I did enjoy it. I feel like it could have shifted into higher gear though. Like I feel like there was a bit more they could have done. Like it was pretty good, but I feel like I would have enjoyed a bit more, like some more exciting stuff. And I think one of the better showings for Pero Pelagroso.
Probably.
I like the finish a lot though. I thought it looked really cool. Like I said, definitely beats the opener. Like it was solid stuff. It was pretty fun. Next we get Wardlow.
We do.
I love Wardlow.
Who doesn't?
So JR is asking him about the feud with Joe, and like so Wardlow talks about them like trading stories, and so he speaks about being close to his dad. He was out of his life for several years, and then when he was a young adult, his dad kind of came back again. Or he was like part of his life again. He died of cancer just as he started his wrestling journey. He saw his first indie show, I think it was.
Yep.
And he wanted to do his father proud, and he said after cancer took away like his dad's hair and beard, and also like obviously passed away, but that inspired him to, or like that's why he wanted to grow out his hair and beard, and Joe knew that, so he took that away. And he said he will not survive Wardlow. Joe will. Wardlow can survive himself. That's how that works.
Yeah, I really like this, and it did a good job of like humanizing Wardlow, right? And I love, because it seemed random when it happened, Joe cutting off his hair.
Oh yeah.
And now this makes sense because this is something that was a private thing between, like obviously Wardlow trusted Joe enough to share those stories as they traveled the road
Joe
or
would
whatever.
then do after, because
right.
that's how he is.
Now it makes like Wardlow, you feel sorry for him, and it makes Joe feel like an even bigger heel than he
And
already
then now
did.
it's not some random stupid thing. I don't care.
Right. So I think this segment accomplished a lot, and I thought Wardlow did a good job, and it sort of adds some depth to him, right? So yeah, I thought it was
it's one of his better
effective.
promos, and like
Yep.
it makes things more personal moving forward. And then also retroactively that post match bit, like you're talking about where he cuts off the hairs, that now like if you were gonna watch like now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of got another layer to it,
And
where
it's actually a clever
not just
explanation.
humiliating him, right?
Instead of feeling like they just
Not like the MJF story
stapled
where it's
something
kind
there.
of
Yeah.
like the one last week
Right.
with the
Yeah,
car
that
thing.
felt weird to me.
This did feel more natural.
Yep, I liked it.
Next we got Mark, no front teeth, Briscoe versus Josh the Goods Woods. If you like some good old rhyming there.
I do. Who doesn't?
Josh Wood likes it.
He does.
I
He's the
wonder-
goods.
He is the Goods.
He's a bit of a beast of a guy. He is.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is that what his nickname? Something like that?
The technical beast? No. Is that it?
That
I think it
sounds
might be.
weird.
I think it might be.
Maybe. There's a corkscrew suplex off the apron from the Goods.
That was crazy.
That was kind of cool.
It looked awesome.
There's a powerbomb for Briscoe for 2. He hit the Chaos Theory from Woods for 2, which I think they called Pure Chaos, which I think is actually kind of funny.
Right.
If that's his spin on the Chaos Theory name. There's a gut wrench powerbomb followed by a pump knee by Woods. I like the way he does knees. Like, like he's got a cool way of doing it.
Can confirm he is the technical beast.
That sounds right and also weird.
Yeah.
Briscoe comes back with Enziguri. We got Event to get the finish with a froggy bow for the win for Briscoe.
Yeah.
I thought this was solid. Like nothing amazing, was some solid action here, and I thought Briscoe looked solid again. I liked this match with Lethal a lot better because I feel like that was given more obviously with the circumstances, but I think he still had some cool stuff in. I think Woods looked pretty good too. I like some of his offense. Not a lot here, but I think it's like there's a decent amount to like here. It's still odd because it feels like Briscoe's like, because they're still in like it's the whole goodwill thing from the Jay Briscoe death tragedy. So I feel like it's like he's kind of a bit directionless. Like it's cool to see him and all, and like he's a good hand, obviously, but like
he is.
I feel like it's gonna be a bit directionless, and we'll see what happens. I guess now that he is signed. So
yeah.
I thought this was solid, and we'll see moving forward with Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, I kind of like this match. I thought Briscoe is winning, but he gave Woods a lot here, and I thought Woods looked like
Woods
a beast.
Got most of it for sure.
He looked
technical beast.
He looks yeah.
Is that why they call him Woods?
And I think Briscoe's really effective at like almost the Darby Allin style, where he just takes a beating and then hits a couple of flurries that the crowd really likes. And I bet you that's a style that makes him popular to work with as well, right? So I thought that considering there's no stakes, no build, you know who's winning, and Woods is pretty much a non-factor in this company, I thought it was a pretty good match. I kind of liked it.
There was a Rampage build, okay?
Sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, Ari Daivari is affiliated with them. That's the first I knew of that.
Straight to the top. Strap the rocket to them.
Well, he's just going to pay everyone off. Boom.
Right.
He'll buy the rocket.
Right.
Next, we get an Adam Cole interview with Renee.
Indeed.
Renee. She's such a Renee.
Yeah.
Cole said he feels great while saying he's learned to have little victories. He said his vision is better. He doesn't have to throw up in the car, and he's very happy. He said he looks at the roster. It's never been better, and it's absolutely stacked. And he says he needs to be prepared as humanly possible. He said it will be good for AEW, good for him. He's kind of teasing like going after someone, but he hasn't really specified.
And she tries to get it out of him, and he's like,
nah.
Yeah. Like Cole always speaks really well, right? But like for me, at some point, he needs to move on from talking about the effects of this concussion. At the risk of sounding insensitive, it's week after week now of, like, I get it, you know? Sucks.
Yeah, I want him to start doing something though.
Or
turn heel.
But he's a good baby face, which always catches me by surprise, just because he's such a, I don't want to say natural heel, but almost like he's so good at being a heel. So I didn't think this really furthered anything, but I guess it's just further establishing him as a baby face, I think is the point. So whatever.
That's what I kind of thought. Like, it was a solid promo. I'm not enjoying this as much as heel Cole, but I think it's still good because it's Adam Cole. But I think it's another one just kind of teasing his future direction rather than kind of starting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we still don't know who he's going after, what he's gonna do. Like, it's still yet to kind of really set him on that trajectory, whatever it's gonna be. Like,
Maybe he's laying it on so thick because it is like not real. You know what I mean?
you're like, haha, I wasn't
Right.
concussed.
Or he was, but like I don't know. Yeah, you felt bad for me.
I don't care.
Maybe that's just what I want to happen. But he's a good face, but he's more fun as a heel for
I
sure.
faked amnesia for Britt Baker, something like that.
Right.
Or dementia, or amnesia, or whatever, whichever one. Both.
Concussion. I don't know. Concussion symptoms, severe ones by the sounds of it.
One of them, neither, both, all of the above. I don't know. Next we hear from Majifa.
Yep.
MJ. So the fans are booing, which I know is surprising. It's surprising, I know.
They were a very cooperative crowd. They were
Yes.
doing what they were supposed to do.
Did the commentary say that?
No,
Oh,
they didn't.
well, I don't believe you
Unless
then.
they sweeten the crowd. Who knows? That happens.
I don't believe you then. He said these people love Bryan Danielson, but they used to love him and be devil worshippers. I forgot that was his whole thing before. That was a weird time, even though it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't long ago.
That was a really weird time. He said he's the devil while they told him to shut up. He said the fans in real life, Bryan. Oh, in real life, Bryan is a worthless sack of trash like the fans. He said he hates Bryan because the people think Bryan is better than MJF. He asked if they think Bryan is the best in the world, and the fans cheered. He talked about why the fans like Bryan. While he said that we get into the business to become world champion, and he said the only way the best in the world is to hold the title that he's got, and Danielson hasn't done that. He said that for 1 hour he knows Bryan will give him everything he has, and he knows he will use every trick he has learned all around the world. Andrew says when the clock strikes zero, he will be victorious. He said he's the best wrestler in the world, and at Revolution he'll prove it. And he was saying his catchphrase, and the fans joined in, and he told them to shut up, like not a sing-along. He said, maybe you'll listen to a man that has known Danielson his entire career, and he introduces Christopher Daniels from the dead, I guess.
The exhumed corpse of Christopher Daniels.
That's
not nice.
I keep forgetting he exists. Danielson said that MJF paid him an obscene amount of money to denigrate.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that a word?
To like speak poor. Yeah. To like tear him down.
Okay. That adds up. Danielson, he had the envelope in his hand. He said that Bryan said to knock MJF's thing in the dirt.
Yeah.
He said that 20-year-old Bryan hit him so hard that Danielson thought he might die. That's when he knew Bryan would be great. He watched Bryan win the King of the Indies tournament in 2001, which led to ROH being launched, and then a year later. He said that they are the same type of fans that were ecstatic when AEW launched 4 years ago. He said without ROH, there'd be no AEW and no MJF. All acronyms. Haha. That's funny to me. Daniels talked about how he shared the locker room with Bryan all over the planet. Daniels said that Bryan wanted to learn everything he could about pro wrestling. Daniels said he watched Bryan learn everything until he watched him become a world champion. Daniels told Bryan is going to be a world champion again. Daniels told MJF that Bryan is what MJF wishes he can be, the best wrestler in the world today. Daniels called MJF a fraud, so MJF smacked the mic out of his hand, and he said he's the best in the world. Daniels tried to leave, MJF grabbed his arm, and Daniels smacked him. Then MJF low-blowed him, applied salt to the earth until Bryan chased him off.
So this was very long segment.
Yeah.
And I thought even MJF's promo before Daniels showed up was getting lengthy, but then I really liked Daniels' role here. I thought, he sounded fantastic. Like, I haven't seen him in a while. I thought he sounded great. It's a really smart way to use him, right? His involvement helped like this feel different from some MJF promos because they start to feel a bit similar to me. They're always good, right?
Yeah.
But this helped it to feel a little bit different, which I appreciated. And it allowed like Danielson to have a response without actually having to say it himself, right? Because Daniels basically spoke for him, sort of thing. So I don't know. I really liked it. I thought Daniels did a really good job here.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was alright. I like MJF. Like you said, they kind of blend up together. It was still really good though, and he always delivers really well. And it was pretty standard stuff until he brought out Daniels, which was odd to me, even though I know the history like with him and Daniels.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting Daniels isn't retired and is still signed. Like
I'll never forget how miserable he looked at that indie show where he was like at the merch table or whatever. Felt bad for him a little bit.
And like I haven't forgot about him ever since the end of SCU when they had that match with the Bucks, which is pretty sweet.
There was a time, man, where like all the opinions were that he was the best wrestler not in WWE, or some would say the best wrestler in the world at that time. I was never that high on him. Like, he's good for sure.
Higher power.
But Fallen Angel.
Higher power.
Mm-hmm.
The real higher power.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was fine. It was kind of a weird thing though, because like I said, I keep forgetting that he's even existing, because like I don't remember, like he hasn't really done anything where Scorp and Kaz is gone.
Right.
So SCU's like I don't even know. I would have preferred just like the MJF, but I think it was pretty good nonetheless, and some more heat on MJF, I guess, and more personal for Brian. So I think it was okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
Next we get a Guns promo package. Sense excitement. They bragged about their title win from last week. In Colton's bragging about how they've only teamed together from 1 year and only teamed together on TV about 10 times. Not the flex you think it is. They said welcome to the Gun Show to end it, which I think is their new theme or new thing. Sorry.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like this. I kind of thought this was them going like leaning into all the criticism. Like, yeah, we're not experienced at all. We're not very good. We haven't had many matches, but guess what? We're the champions. So you can complain about it all you want, right? We have the titles and we find ways to win. So I kind of like that they're doing this, right? Like, yeah, you're right. We're not good, but guess what? We're the champs. You're not. I kind of like it. So I don't know. Again, they are not super awesome in the ring. They're kind of limited, but their character work is picking up for me. And if they're just a transitional champion, then that's fine, right? Whatever. You all right? It's late, man.
Yeah, I thought it was fine, but you can tell.
I liked it.
It's not a record-setting run.
No, of course not.
I don't know. It just didn't.
They're literally, their gimmick is we're not good wrestlers.
It felt kind of basic. I don't know.
I liked it.
I like more stuff like the FTR thing.
Yeah.
Next we get kind of randomly to me, which is Brian Cage and Jungle Boy 2, Electric Boogaloo. I don't even know why. Like, just kind of came out randomly. I guess like Cage won a rematch after Rampage.
Yeah.
See, now it makes sense.
I guess.
Because I said Rampage.
Yep. Everything I assume happens on Rampage that I don't understand. Or the internet.
I'm just going to like, anything that confuses me, I'm going to just refer to Rampage.
Built was on Rampage.
And if it's not on Rampage, then I'm just going to be last.
Mm-hmm.
The repair suicide dives from Jungle Boy, and then he went for Tope con Hilo, but Cage catches him and slammed him on the apron, which was kind of cool. He went for an F5, but Jungle Boy lands on his feet, then jackknife pin for 2. Cage bridges out, hits a buckle bomb, and then successfully an F5 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Death Valley driver from Jungle Boy for 1 kinda, and Cage gets back to his feet. The finish comes with Jungle Boy hitting a super kick, a crucifix bomb, another super kick, and a basement layer from behind, then rolling him up for the win, so Jungle Boy gets the win. And
No
Christian
surprise.
Cage's music hits. He walks arm still in a sling. Jungle Boy runs up to attack him, then he gets maced by Cage like relentlessly. He takes his arm out of the sling and hits a kill switch on the stage, so he's good, I guess.
The kill switch on the stage looked good and sounded good. It made a nice.
Where's his right hand of destruction?
Made sound, but
in court.
I thought this match was kind of felt similar to the Woods Briscoe because Cage got a lot, right? And not that that's a bad thing. I enjoyed this one as well. And Cage is just like that video game character you create and you like cherry pick all the power moves from everybody and give it to them basically. Still no Drill Claw, which is disappointing. They're now just like tormenting us, I find. and Jungle Boy's believable coming from behind, so this combination worked for me. It like didn't get a ton of time and it had a predictable outcome, but I thought it was entertaining. I don't know how I feel about Christian being back. It could go either way for me, as long as he's being. Remember, there were a couple heel promos he had that we loved.
Yeah, the early days.
Yeah, so, but it's funny how it's just like immediately back to this, which I guess because Jungle Boy's kind of been filling time. It feels like, right?
Yeah,
so
I honestly forgot.
The match was good. I thought for what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Well worked, big man, little man match. Felt kind of short and finish came kind of suddenly, but still win for Jungle Boy. Cage coming back was a surprise. Christian Cage, sorry. There's 2 here.
That is true, in the same little angle here.
I guess he's not injured anymore. That's fine, I guess, as long as he's interesting again.
Yeah.
Like we were saying.
Yes.
And like I think Cage and Jungle Boy's first match, Brian Cage this time. which is why they call him a machine. Their first match was better, I think.
I can't remember, honestly, to be
I
specific.
just remember that being more interesting because I know they faced off before, which was the catalyst for this. But still. Next we get an announcement for a Revolution match. Some Renee's announcing the Guns are defending the tag titles at Revolution, a 3-way match like last year, where Jurassic Express defending against Young Bucks and Redragon.
Oh yeah, good times.
RP Redragon.
Yeah,
I want Redragon
guess so.
again.
I like them too.
You need to come in as the heel team, and then eventually they turn cool, and we get Undisputed Elite again.
Yeah.
Sigh. Or Kyle O'Reilly can do his own thing. That's cool too.
Back to NXT.
And so we need Bobby Fish. No, NXT is stupid. Okay, no.
Okay, keep going. Late.
So there's gonna be a Battle Royale and a Casino Royale in the next couple of weeks. Same shtick.
Yeah.
The Acclaim come in. Bowen says since they got screwed, they're invoking the rematch clause. They'll also be in there, so it's gonna be a 4-way now, and they're taking everyone down. Everyone loves the Acclaimed.
Yeah, I like Bowen seems to be almost getting more of the attention than Caster right now. I thought he was good here. I like him a lot in ring, and he's starting to really emerge on the mic, I think, too.
Yeah, I thought it was solid a little bit. I like doing the like 4-way or the multiple team matches again. Like, I thought this was really fun last year. 'Cause they did this at like I think Revolution Double or Nothing last year, and I think on one of the TV specials too. And I thought that was really fun. So I think making it 4 with the Acclaimed is even better. And one of the battle royals I feel like has to go with FTR, right? If they choose to come back.
It's not an exactly star-studded. We looked at who was in it, right?
Maybe they'll go in the Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Then they can enter like last or something.
Yeah, that could work.
Or enter first.
I like that there's so much attention on tag teams, at least. That's cool.
I wouldn't mind this as the regular thing, like a Revolution. You get like the Face of the Revolution ladder match at the Sonic Ring, and you get like a 3-way tag or something where you have qualifiers. Like I wouldn't mind that as being a regular thing because Double Nothing's always got like a Casino Royale or Casino ladder match, and then Full Gear's always has the Eliminator tournament. So I wouldn't mind this being the Revolution thing. Like it hasn't been everyone obviously, but like starting last year, I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
Like a tag team kind of centric one.
Something to look forward to.
Right, because you don't really have that for any other ones. Like the Eliminator tournament's either male or female, and then Casino is singles. So I wouldn't mind this as like a tag centric one. And I think the multi-way ones are more entertaining too. Especially if you do the right way, where one person from each team's in at all times.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. Because you shouldn't be tagging out to other people. That's stupid. Next we get the Elite backstage with basketballs. They're talking about the All-Star game. Riveting. AR Fox and Top Flight come in. Darius says they were close last time, and he talks about them beating the Bucks, that being Top Flight. And he challenges them to a rematch on Slam Dunk Rampage. Cal shuts it down, saying everyone saw them lose and it's done. Dante questions if they have balls, so the Elite then accept the challenge for Rampage.
So because I stopped taking notes at this point, because I was just sitting there, I was just looking up a recap, and it says, during the exchange, the video blipped with a shot of the House of Black appearing. Did not catch that.
I didn't catch that, but I've heard that it's yet to be confirmed. But I think the plan for Revolution is Elite and House of Black.
Okay, that'd be a cool match. I don't know.
My mind.
See how they're getting there, but yeah, that would be a cool match.
I don't even care.
So yeah, I don't know. This was fine, right? This is setting up a Rampage match.
Buddy Murphy and Kenny Omega battle of the V Triggers.
Yep.
Or V Trigger, but it's the same thing.
Pretty much.
Murphy's Law versus One Winged Angel. Ooh.
Keep going.
Can I just have Murphy versus Omega? I don't even care about Malachi anymore. I just want to see Murphy.
Pretty much any combination I'll take of those people.
So I thought this was solid. It should be a fun rematch. Something worthwhile on Rampage, actually.
Yeah, so, I would actually check that out, possibly. So
I would, but I won't.
No.
If I was gonna, then I would, but...
Was that like today?
Yeah.
Okay. I might check it out tomorrow.
Next we get Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. Sabian.
Your two favorites. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna cheer for?
I don't know. Sabian, Butcher, and Blade attacked Hangman earlier. Butcher's bald.
And I would say Sabian's put on some decent pounds of muscle.
How many pounds?
24?
14?
14 was the number. Damn it. I knew it was something with a 4 at the end.
You fool.
14 pounds of muscle.
You buffoon.
Yeah.
Not a lot to note here. I'm as surprised as you. Hangman sends Sabian in the barricade hard a few times. He hit the pop-up powerbomb for 2 to set out. I flipped out of a torch rack. It's a clothesline. The finish came with the Deadeye, surprisingly. An iffy
Kinda.
looking one too. Like
Very
it
iffy.
wasn't very good.
Not
And
impactful.
also no buckshot. So it's double weird. Blackpool come to the ring and Mox says he knows Hangman thinks they have unfinished business, but they don't, which is why he's out here. Because he got pinned and he respects Hangman, but he's not fear him. And he has his number. He says there's no chance Hangman beats him again, so he tells him to let it go. Hangman takes the mic from Mox and says he wasn't happy with how that ended. He doesn't think Mox is either, which they were kind of teasing after.
Because of the roll-up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a really nice roll-up, by the way. Like, just like...
But it's probably not what Mox wants to do.
No, but I liked how, like, it's one of those ones where it looks like it would be hard to kick out of, I feel like. Because, like, it was out of the choke and Hangman was, like, really, like, crunched up tight, which I think that would make it... That's like one. It's like the one Darby Allin did the one time, and like it looks actually difficult to kick out of.
I just saw a really good roll up this week, and I wonder if I have it in Highspots anywhere. I can't remember what it was now, but I remember being like, "That actually looks like you can't get out of it."
So I liked it, and I like it being like kind of a storyline device where without it being a distraction roll up.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
This is using a roll up to your advantage. I feel like.
Yep.
And he's like talking about like basically like all this warring and fighting ending with like a measly roll up. I think it should end at Revolution with one man standing, or the last man standing.
I thought that's where they were going.
That's basically what it is.
It is.
Texas Death Match is basically their last man standing match.
Yeah.
Last one I think was with Adamander.
Makes sense.
Because because Hangman randomly had one with Archer.
Yeah.
But then he also had one with Cole, which was also really good.
Yep.
So, same difference.
Yep.
Mox says he was kind of hoping Hangman would say that, and he says he's glad. He's glad Hangman has no friends to talk him out of the stupid decision.
Yeah, he does.
And then Dark Order come out. Uno says Moxley's mistaken. The only reason they have come out is because Hangman asked them not to.
He shoved Paige out of the way too.
Mm-hmm. And he says they have Hangman's back, and Uno says he's heard Moxley run his mouth, and he does not fear him. Mox literally looks past Uno and challenges Hangman to the Texas Death Match at Revolution. So I'll go. Like, I thought the match was solid. Like, it was pretty short. Like, it wasn't a lot.
It was one of those ones. It was probably like 7 minutes, and 3 of it was commercials.
Like a
so
women's match.
It's kind of hard to have an opinion, right?
It was mostly to set up the angle after. Sabian didn't get a lot here. Mostly just a Hangman triumph. Some would say Ghost Town triumph, because that's his theme.
Right.
But it seemed to be just as much about the angle, like I said. Post match was much better. I like the Mox promo, customarily good one. I think Hangman came back with some really nice intensity there, and I like that. And I think the whole narrative after the roll up, I think is really well done. I think Texas Death Match makes sense because that's one of Mox's things, and Hangman's a cowboy, and like no holds barred stuff, so that makes sense. Even if there's a chance of Hangman winning, which means the feud would end 50-50 booking, I think that's okay, and I think that kind of like will create like a kind of, you can always come back to that, like who
they don't
really
do it all the
better,
time,
right?
so it's not offensive.
And Uno got a bit to shine.
He
here.
sounded
good.
That
was really good.
Yeah, and he got nose to nose with Mox.
It was really cool. Showed some more personality here, some more intensity. Like not backing down from Mox. He's facing Mox next week, so now I saw that before I saw the segment, so I thought that was weird. Obviously, like Hangman's a Dark Order, but like now this makes sense. I thought that was cool too. So I thought. I think Revolution shaping him nicely. Like Mox Hangman on Revolution, that'll be pretty sweet.
It will. Yeah, I thought the match was fine. Like Sabian had a couple cool things, but yeah, it didn't get enough time with the commercials to really impress much. And it was definitely more about the aftermath, which was I thought it was good too. I thought I was surprised Uno did get so much there. He looked pretty cool. Haven't seen them in a while, right? So it's kind of nice to see them. It kind of
sucks how much they've depleted, because I miss having like when it was all them and then also 10-5 and Stu Grayson, mainly Stu Grayson.
Yeah,
but
I miss Stu Grayson.
I miss like the whole group, the whole like happy Brody Lee family kind of thing.
Yeah, and the death match, like that'll be awesome. There's no doubt about that. So, it led to something that's going to be cool. So it can't be all bad.
That'll be pretty sweet.
I enjoyed it for the most part.
Once we hit Revolution, it'll be like almost a year of Blackpool, because that was kind of the beginning of that. Forgot Danielson was kind of heel for a bit after the Hangman feud. What a weird spell that was.
It was great matches though.
Next we get And
I literally,
you know him, you love him.
I literally said I thought I was gonna get a week without them, but no,
You know him, you love him. Some would say you appreciate him.
I don't.
You're supposed to.
I depreciate them.
Uh,
Generally, this was no exception either.
That is not what you're supposed to do. Next we get it's a Jazz interview. That's what it is.
Indeed.
Jericho says Stark seems to have a problem with him, and Stark keeps demanding another match with him, but he's not on his level and he won't do it. You're not on my level because I lost to you.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Garcia says he won't get Jericho, but he'll face him on Rampage, and he just won't beat him. Or he won't just beat him. That'd be funny. He says, I just won't beat you. He won't just beat him. He'll expose him for the absolute fraud he is. Ha ha ha. And Hager absolutely loves his hat, in case you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they all did little absolute jokes.
Yeah, another little Jazz promo.
I'm out. I just don't care. And it was to set up a Rampage match, so...
Yeah.
Sure. This faction has a lot of people in it, and I don't think it's helping any of them. Who's it helping? Nobody.
Jericho.
The answer is nope. I guess maybe.
Because they appreciate him.
It's not helping anyone. I don't think.
Pack is back because of Master. No? Okay. Next we get the Firm interview. Another epic faction.
Back-to-back factions that I'm super interested
We're going to do Gang Wars like late 90s WWE.
Could be.
We get like our own version of Los Boricuas in here.
They were cool. Don't sleep on Savio Vega, okay?
What about Miguel Perez or something?
Less cool. Savio's dope.
You could take a nap on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Hathaway says Hook broke his arm last week and he should be suspended or fired. He spent his weekend on conference calls with people. I don't know. Shivani informs us Hook has been suspended pending investigation as the Firm. We're talking about some party thing. And Cassie did that moan again, which Hathaway didn't like. I don't really care about this. I feel like Firm have fallen from whatever grace they had. Like, I feel like they were in somewhat decent spots following the MJF split. Like, especially Paige. Paige more than anyone. Yeah. He really maintained that whatever star power he got from the sudden push. And I feel like now it's nah. And then Hook's definitely cooling off with this.
Yeah, this doesn't really interest me. It was just kind of there. Like, I don't know. It wasn't anything that interested me too much. And it's kind of too bad. I like Hathaway quite a bit. Hook was pretty interesting for a while when he started, but I don't know. Yeah, they're not anyone. They're not someone I look forward to or I'm happy to see when the faction comes on my screen, right? I'm just kind of like, can't this be something else? That's
especially
not a
now
good thing.
Paige isn't really doing anything.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's too bad. Push Paige.
Yeah.
Ethan, that is.
He should have had the Atlantic title a while ago. I don't know why they gave it to Cassidy.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's sounding like I don't even think he travels with it that much. I think that was just a pack thing. Next we got Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm, which is our main event. Women get the main event. So good for them. Kinda.
Yeah, at least it's getting more attention.
In the early going, both Baker and Storm were trying to work with Soho. So it's kind of like, oh, what's she gonna do? Even though she's not an original, so
that was something commentary again was trying too hard.
Yeah,
because and even the match itself, it was like
that's too much of a narrative.
Oh, she struck one of them. Is she on that person? Oh, the other person. Oh no, she tried to roll that person up. Like and commentary was making a big deal of it too. It was another one of those. They were just trying too hard.
Yeah,
and I don't care. Like whether she's on one or the other side, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference because this feels really like a contrived feud, whatever this is. Invasion.
Yeah. It's really weird though.
Anyways, sorry.
It's so sudden. I don't know. I don't get the whole thing.
Me either.
Baker hits a neckbreaker Storm, making Soho DDT, so it's one of those double spots. Baker rolls up Storm, and she hits Soho in a wheelbarrow suplex, so she hits a wheelbarrow suplex to Soho as she's getting rolled up.
Right.
So that was something. 2 count on the roll up. There's a strike exchange between Storm and Baker, then Baker hits the Fisherman neckbreaker for 2. Storm locks Soho in a cloverleaf, then Baker joins in applying a lockdown until Sabrea attacks Baker, because we need her in here. Storm takes out Hayter. Hip attack to Baker from Storm after she got her ass spray painted with an L.
And that
was...
I think was the point it was supposed to rub off when she ran the hip attack into her.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it didn't work for me. But anyways.
Or it was just symbolizing, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Storm goes... Oh, sorry. Yeah, so Soho then throws Storm out of the ring onto Saraya, then rolls up Baker to get the win. And she's had enough of being pulled from both sides.
Yeah, it didn't feel main event worthy. I think we can say that. Like, I don't think it was bad.
It felt like the typical women's match, but in the later slot. Like, this could have been in the middle of the show, and it would have been the exact same.
A lot of moving parts to this,
I wouldn't have thought any different of it.
And again, like,
a lot of moving parts that don't really make sense to me either.
And they're trying to tell a story, which is what I want them to do, but it's just not a story that really makes sense or that I'm interested in, right? Like, this whole originals whatever came out of nowhere.
It really doesn't make sense to me.
No. And Ruby Soho is not an original.
So then easy. Like,
yeah.
I thought some of the double spots were kind of contrived. Yeah, there was some... and then also like the weird story, like kind of the muffled story kind of detracted from the match.
And I still don't think Toni Storm is on board.
No.
It doesn't feel like it.
The finish was okay, I guess. It's always kind of a mess for me, and I can't really get into it that much.
I agree. It's just not... I feel bad because we're always like, they need to put some attention on the women and tell a story, and they're trying to, but like, that's all I can say.
Still,
yeah. It's not a main event that they should be putting on.
No.
Overall thoughts on this show, I guess. Definitely not. Because honestly, when's the last time we didn't really like the opener or the main event? Like, that's super rare. So I guess probably the best match was the Tornado tag.
I think so.
Right? And then a couple solid TV matches, Woods, Briscoe, and Jungle Boy Cage.
Hangman Sabian's was too short, really.
Segments were pretty good. Like, I liked Daniels being there, and the Blackpool stuff was pretty good, and I really liked Gun Club. But in ring, I don't think this was a very good show, so I'm gonna go somewhat a disappointing B-, I guess. Like, still watchable. Did not enjoy a couple short, decent matches, but there were 3 awesome matches on a week or 2 ago. And there was not one awesome match on this show, I wouldn't say. There's a good match, but nothing awesome. So B-, not up to par for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Most of the matches were just kind of like, I feel like I was saying solid too much because nothing was that great.
You were saying solid a lot.
Like, the opener and the main event were pretty disappointing too, so that was not great. And none of the segments really stood out to me, and some of them, I found myself like not enjoying stuff too much.
Yeah.
And like half paying attention more than I should,
which is rare on Dynamite.
So I was honestly thinking it'd be -2 because it was okay, but it wasn't really that great of an episode.
Right. All right, so that wraps up our Dynamite review. We'll now shift gears, do a little bit of trivia, continuing on from what we started last week in a segment we call Off the Top of His Head. Okay, we are going to carry on with Elimination Chamber trivia, where I basically say the year and you start talking about what you know, who won, what details, anything you got, okay? And remember, I was looking for where it was contested, like what pay-per-view or what show or whatever. If you happen to know the prize that was won and any other participants that you want to talk about, okay? Interestingly enough, the number 16 comes on February 17th, 2013, 10 years ago, exactly to the day. Who won that one? Do you know?
Swagger?
Correct. Why would you know that? Okay, and what was the event or whatever?
Chamber.
Correct. And any other participants? This is always the heart. Orton is there, yes?
He rolled up Orton, I think.
Yeah.
Ziggles? No.
No Ziggles.
Mark Henry?
Yes.
Big Show?
No, another big man, though.
Tensai.
Red. Where's Red?
Brodus Clay.
Kane, Bryan, Jericho.
Oh.
Very good. February 23rd, 2014. Do you know who won?
Orton?
Correct. My goodness, son. What was the event?
Chamber.
Correct. And other participants?
Cena?
Yes.
Sheamus.
Yes. And then 3 people that are in AEW, interestingly enough.
Was right back there?
No.
Bryan?
Yeah. One just got back from an injury.
Keith Lee.
Christian.
Uh-huh.
Cesaro.
Oh.
And what was the prize? Won or retained?
the then WWE World Heavyweight title, which is the unified title.
And was he retaining or winning?
Retaining.
Correct. May 31st, 2015.
New Day.
Yeah, exactly. And this was again at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And any other participants?
Ascension.
Yes. R.I.P.
Lost Matadors.
Yes.
Primetime Players.
Wow, this is not what I remembered. Yes.
Kid and Cesaro.
Yes. And one more.
Let me think. 2015. 2015.
I'm gesturing. You can't see this. This is a video.
Breezango?
No, no.
Wait, don't. Hold on. Okay. Let me think.
Think masked people.
Oh, right. Lucha Dragons.
Correct. And
Okay.
what was one?
Tag titles. I think they're retaining.
They were retained by the New Day. Correct. Okay, so
they were for some reason allowed to enter last, also with 3 people, and also El Torito was in the match.
Yeah, I thought I remembered it until I saw who the participants were, and I'm like, I don't remember.
It might be the other tag one. I don't know.
May 31st, 2015.
Ryback.
Won by Ryback.
Won the Intercontinental title.
And again, at the Chamber, that seems to be the routine.
Yeah.
Other participants.
Ziggler.
Yes.
Barrett.
Yes.
Mark Henry.
King Barrett, how dare you?
Sorry.
Yes.
R-Truth.
Yep. One more.
I know. Miz?
No. Sheamus.
Ah.
And what did he win?
I heard that Chamber's really bad at Intercontinental title.
That was previously?
Barrett?
No. Trick question? Vacant. Yeah.
Right. Oh, because Brian vacated. Okay.
February 12th, 2017, won by?
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna get you. So obviously the Elimination Chamber participants.
One WWE title.
Yes.
Cena.
Yeah.
Corbin.
Yep.
Miz. Ambrose. AJ Styles.
That is correct. All of those. 2018, February 25th.
Bliss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 2. So
Participants.
So Raw Women's title she was defending.
Correct.
Banks.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Was it DeVille Andros?
Yep.
Mickey James?
That is all of them. You are
That's a bit
interesting. February 25th, 2018.
Roman. Wait,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Roman. Okay.
Participants?
And there's I guess we all do participants first. This is the 7-man one. So it's Strowman, Elias, Balor, Rollins, Cena. Did I miss any?
You did miss one. And you almost had them in the exact order as well.
Okay.
You said Strowman, Elias, Balor, Cena, Rollins, and one more.
Miz.
Correct. And what did Reigns win?
Universal title shot.
Yep. February 17th, again, hey, 2019.
Is this Boston Hug?
It is Boston Hug.
All right, okay.
So obviously the Chamber participants.
Women's tag titles, of course. This was the inaugural.
Studded division.
Tamina and Nia Jax.
Is correct.
Naomi and Carmella.
Yes.
Iconics.
Yes.
Fire and Desire, I think.
Fire and Desire.
DeVille and
Oh,
Rose.
yeah. Yeah, it just had their regular names. And one more.
Was Mickey James in there with someone?
No.
Okay. Oh, Nikki Cross and Bliss? Wait, Kabuki Warriors.
No.
Oh, I should know.
We just talked about her in AEW. Or at least the namesake. Raiatata Squad.
Ah, of course.
And what was one retained?
Tag titles, or actually inaugural.
Yes, exactly. February 17th, 2019.
Okay, the other one. Oh, Brian, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Defending the hemp belt.
Yes.
The eco-friendly belt.
Who else was in it?
Kofi, obviously. Orton, Styles, Jeff Hardy, Joe.
That is all.
Nice.
And prize one?
Retain the hemp belt.
2020, March 8th.
Miz and Morrison.
Why don't I remember this? Yeah, that is correct.
So they won the titles, right?
They
defending?
retained.
Oh, retained. Okay.
And which titles?
SmackDown.
Yes.
So
other people?
New Day, Usos, Heavy Machinery,
yeah.
Dirty Dogs.
Yes. One more.
One more. Okay.
How dare you? They're gonna start taking it personally.
Oh.
They're the forgotten one twice.
Oh, Forgotten
now.
Sons.
No. Imagine. But you've already forgotten them.
Lucha Dragons.
Lucha House Party.
Oh.
Sorry, similar.
Okay, fair enough.
And they retained the SmackDown, as you said. March 8th, 2020.
Baszler.
Yeah, Baszler. Wait, Baszler was allowed to win something?
This was the only time they took her seriously, where she eliminated everyone.
And I love that. You're right. She just crushed everybody.
After she was a vampire for a week.
She looked awesome in this. So, other participants.
Asuka.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Ruby Riott.
Yes.
Sarah Logan.
Yes. One more.
Natalia.
Yeah, I was going to say good Canadian girl. And
Good.
what did she win?
Raw Women's title shot.
Yep.
Which was squandered at Mania in the pandemic.
Yes.
In 5 minutes.
She did look good in that match.
After
though.
she entered 30
Not
in the
that
Rumble.
match, the Chamber
She
match.
also entered 30 in the Rumble and lost to Charlotte Flair.
Yep. Because Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
February 21st, 2021. Wow, the most recent ones, eh?
McIntyre?
No.
No, was there one before him?
Maybe.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Who else was in it?
Jey Uso, Owens, Cesaro. Was Riddle in there?
No.
Sheamus?
No. You don't know anything.
Jeff Hardy.
No.
AJ Styles.
No. It's not an auction. Corbin, Samuel Zayn.
Samuel Zayn.
And what did Brian win?
Immediate Universal title shot.
Immediate.
Yeah, because then he got killed by Roman.
Right. February 21st, 2021.
And this was McIntyre.
This was McIntyre. The rest of the field?
Did Strowman get in or he didn't get in, right?
And he's not listed
so
here,
he
no.
didn't get in. Styles,
Correct.
Orton,
Correct.
Sheamus,
Yes. One more. Oh, no. 2.
Jeffrey.
Yep. And?
I knew it was former WWE champions.
He had a brief run.
Ziggles.
Similar. In terms of run, probably. Kofi.
Oh.
And what did Drew win?
Retained WWE title
did
and they
retain.
lost to Miz immediately with the cash-in.
Right. 2 more, I think. Right? So 2022, February 19th.
Would it be
There's 2 of them, so.
Belair?
Belair's correct. Other people?
Oh, this was Saudi Chamber.
It was Saudi Chamber.
Okay.
At the Jeddah Superdome.
Bliss.
Yep.
Liv Morgan.
What a group. Yep. Bliss, Morgan.
Doudrop.
Yeah. 2 more.
Asuka.
No, one's a big deal now. Should be main eventing.
Ripley.
Yeah. And a superhero almost.
Oh, Nikki.
Yep. And what
Ash.
did Blair win?
Raw Women's title shot, I think.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. And then the last one, the men's one on the.
Lesnar.
Yeah.
He beat Lashes, Rollins, Theory, Riddle.
Yep. One more.
And Kevin Owens. AJ Styles.
Yes. And what did Brock win?
The WWE title for no reason.
Nice. You know a lot of things. That is for sure. I can't believe
About stuff.
if I did this, it would be
Embarrassing.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, very good job. So I think we'll get into the rest of the week that was in wrestling and what we liked and didn't like in our high spots and rest holds. All right, I will try and go pretty quickly because it is late, but you are first. So do you have anything from Raw?
Yeah, should he?
I know. So, but you got to tell other people because they didn't see it.
Oh.
I saw it.
Yeah, there's the Cody and Sammy segment from Raw, which was pretty good.
I thought it was excellent. Sammy's the face is like he's a good actor, man.
Yeah,
and Cody
I
did a
think
good job too.
Cody
but
brings like a nice gravitas to it, so
he
I think
does bring gravitas to it.
I think it was a really nice combination. Sami Zayn's just like he's on fire right now,
and sort of doubting himself a little bit, right? And Cody telling him like, finish your story.
Yeah, I
that
think
whole
Cody
deal.
really worked well in this,
Yeah.
and like kind of like I don't know. He's in a weird spot a bit with the whole same thing, but I think he's working really well so far. And from what I've seen, he's pretty cool about it.
Yeah, because his thing is like, my mission is to win the belt. It doesn't need to be against a specific person. So you do your part
I also
first.
saw him saying like he wouldn't even mind like Zayn, I think it'd be cool if Zayn was in the match too
Yeah.
at Mania. That'd be
It would.
interesting.
Yeah, I all good things for Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
And also kind of high spot, like Chelsea Green's bit with Pierce, like the
Oh, I didn't
very
watch it.
Karen, but it was kind of amusing actually.
Okay,
Like
that's fine. I got
it
room for
was
amusing.
very Karen-esque. Like it definitely reminds me of like when I would see those and it was kind of funny.
Good.
And then that's it for Raw.
Okay.
That's SmackDown later.
So I'm kind of looking forward to talking NXT this week because it was pretty easy. There was things I really liked and things I really didn't like. So it was kind of very clear to me instead of having to sort of not force things in, but you know what I mean? Be looking for something. So high spot right away was the opening match. It was Grayson Waller taking on Tyler Bate. So Bate's like defending Shawn Michaels' honor after Waller berated Michaels after losing his cage match against Breakker. So really good back and forth match with just a good strong heel face dynamic. Tyler Bate's an awesome baby face, right? And Waller is just obnoxious. So Bate actually ends up winning the match, which I wasn't expecting. Waller gets caught by the referee holding the ropes on a pinfall, and Bate flips that into a pinfall of his own after about 12 minutes. So really good action in this. Bit of a surprising outcome. I assumed Waller would get back on track with the win here, but the loss here is good for Tyler Bate, and it allows Waller to further his angle with Michaels, since Waller's furious about this loss, and that does come up later in the show. And Bate's fantastic in the ring, so I'm happy he picks up a quality win. Good match. Resthold. The Jensen James storyline, part 1. Did you hear about any of this?
I did not.
Oh, I was going to send you links to it, to be honest. It was that good. So Briggs and Jensen are backstage, and we learn, long story short, that Jensen has never kissed a girl before.
Okay, that's just sad.
And he has a Valentine's date with Kiana James coming up.
So I win.
I think he's 22 or 23 or something like that.
I'm 15.
Yeah, you are 15. He gets advice from Briggs. Henley comes in, and Briggs immediately tells her Jensen's secret, I guess. And I don't know, it's all nonsense.
Did he kiss Fallon Henley?
No, it's all just juvenile nonsense. And like, Henley's struggling to sound at all believable. She's sounding worse and worse as this goes on, and I don't really blame her. Actually, I think Jensen's improved a bunch. He's doing the best he can with this, but it's this, so there's not much you can do.
It's this.
High spot, Waller then is backstage. He's screaming at Shawn Michaels again, and this time he gets thrown out of the arena. Like, they won't even let him get his gear and get dressed, and they throw him out. And Michaels is angry and calls the show to go for a commercial. So I like it because it feels realistic, because Waller's is so obnoxious and whatever, but I don't know what his issue is exactly with Shawn Michaels at this point.
Without breaking kayfabe, kinda.
Right, like I was saying last week. And then, like, what's the payoff to this? Michael's gonna wrestle? Like, no. Is he?
No, not without that Saudi money.
Is he gonna have somebody wrestle for him?
Tyler Bate.
Maybe somebody debuting? That already happened, though. I don't know. Dragon Lee's coming at some point, but that's not... I don't know.
That's supposed to happen.
It's strange to me. Like, what's he mad about? He's mad that he's not one of Michael's boys, but I don't know how that helps him win. Or, anyways, I still like it because it's interesting, but not sure how much sense it makes. Maybe they'll explain it to us. Resthold, way too much JC Janes. She gets a really long in-ring promo that probably would have made more sense for someone who turned heel, right? Because she's talking about how it's about her the whole time and ha ha ha. Well, you were already a heel, so you know what I mean? It wasn't really working for me, and she just tries too hard. She overdoes it.
Also, Toxic Attraction was very clearly not about her.
And I've heard people say
Dolan.
that they think she's great and ready for main roster, and for me, she's getting the wrong kind of heat. I just lose interest and stop watching. I don't really want to pay attention. And
I don't even want to imagine her on her own.
I don't hope she gets her comeuppance, you know what I mean? It's not that kind of not liking her. It's just... it's designed to make me feel like I want to see Gigi get revenge, and I don't have any interest in either of them at this point. So, but anyways, that's just me. High spot, I thought the Sol Ruca pre-recorded package was kind of cool. She was talking about growing up and how her parents basically said she could do whatever she wants as long as she earned a scholarship. So she tried all kinds of different things, skateboarding and surfing and et cetera, et cetera. And again, it sounded like the truth or close to the truth, which I generally like. And somebody has plans for her, right? Because she gets a ton of time on this show. So it added a little depth and backstory to her character, and I thought she did a good job. They love to show footage of her on the beach doing flips and stuff. It's like ever since she was even like vignettes before she showed up, it's her on the beach. You look like you're about to fall asleep. You gonna make it?
Yeah.
A rest hold was Stratton and Thea Hale. Not good in multiple ways. I thought there was general sloppiness a few times in this. And then the story is that Schism did something to freak Hale out last week,
With
right?
Ava?
So right, and so they're standing in the crowd with masks on as she looks around like in different spots, and it freaks her out. So I didn't think they worked well at all here, and the angle taking place simultaneously didn't help. Only 4 minutes though, so whatever. Rest hold, or sorry, high spot. How dare I? Axiom versus Damon Kemp. So these two got a really short match, but I thought they squeezed a ton into it. Axiom looks awesome all the time, but silly in his gear, unfortunately. And I really like Damon Kemp. He's got like a poor man's, obviously for now, like Jeff Cobb, where he's like this natural powerhouse with a low center of gravity who's just gonna throw you around and stuff. So he's a really natural heel. And just lots of suplexes, including one where he has them in an electric chair and then drops him and catches him and hits a German, which I thought was cool. So Axiom ends up winning with the golden ratio. Again, like only 4 minutes, but a good 4-minute match. Rest hold, Jensen James storyline part 2. We see James and Jensen on their oh yeah, of course, on their date. Then Henley and Briggs, with Henley saying she needs to tell Jensen the truth because she overheard Kiana James say "I love you" to someone named Zach on the phone. So don't have a conversation about it, assume the worst, right? And go to break up a relationship about it. So anyways, middle school nonsense, and I'm sure we're getting more of it, and we do. Rest hold, I don't even, my notes say the making of a match I don't want. So now I'm interested to see what it is. Oh, right. Jinder and Sangha and the other one, Veer, come out and interrupt Braun Breaker, and it sets up a Jinder Breaker match. And Jinder like fumbled a couple lines and just sounded generally not good.
I saw the clip of Breaker's delivery when he was talking with
3MB.
That was really bad.
So I don't think either of them sounded good here, and I'm kind of done with Breaker in terms of like he's good, but his stuff all feels really similar to me. And Jinder's not exactly a ring general, right? And there's no way.
No, he's a modern day Maharaja.
There's no way Jinder can win, so I don't really have too much interest in the match, to be honest. High spot, you looked it up when I told you. Hank Walker has ring gear, looks infinitely better, but he lost a quick match to submission to Charlie Dempsey. I like his submission. Have you seen it?
The one where he bends like it's like
a STF, but he like clasps his hands.
Yeah, so we watched him in the UK.
It's that cool old school like, oh no, if he gets his hands clasped, then you're done sort of thing. And I really like that. It feels retro to me. And so Gulak did nothing to help Hank Walker after the match. I think Dempsey probably kept the hold on or attacked him or something. And it ended up with Gulak and Dempsey walking off together and leaving Hank Walker. So I'm all for Gulak and Dempsey as like a super technical tag team. First of all, the division could use teams, and I think they bring something different, right? And gives Dempsey purpose, because my fear is like they're gonna mishandle him, so keeps him busy.
He's cool.
Really big high spot for me, not even joking. Robert Stone. So Wagner lost an open challenge match early in the show to Wesley that I didn't think was terrible. I actually think Wagner's become half decent in ring. But Stone is once again berating Wagner for not connecting with anyone around him, including Stone and the WWE Universe.
NXT Universe is different.
And sorry, you're right. And he continues to scream, "Help me, help you" at Wagner. So I thought Stone was terrific, and it's a more serious role. And he's like addressing what most people dislike about Wagner, right? That he's bland, boring, and has no character. So I think he's improved in the ring, and he's a solid big guy. I think the problem is though, like, he's a big guy, but not a big guy. Kind of like Swagger.
Yeah.
He's not like Sangha.
No.
Or somebody
like
humongous.
Omos.
Or even like Lesnar, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he's big.
Lesnar's like beefy. Yeah.
He's not quite big enough and lack of personality, right? So hopefully this gives some hope.
And he's not as talented as Dijak, who also has a lack of personality.
Right. And Dijak's, that's a good comparison because he's also big but not huge, right?
But he's also more talented.
He is definitely more talented. Kind of cheesy, but I think I liked it. It was Gallus are drinking and shooting pool in a pub, and Pretty Deadly show up and challenge them to a game of pool for the shot at the titles. So it's then a montage of Pretty Deadly losing horribly in a whole bunch of games, but they're trying to keep Gallus drinking more and more. I guess assuming maybe they'll beat them if they get drunk enough.
But they're
Anyways,
stronger drunk.
Gallus, yeah, it doesn't seem to affect them. They just keep winning, and then they end up sticking Pretty Deadly with the bar tab. And hell, Pretty Deadly, like if you wanted a title shot, all you had to do was ask. So other than like neither team feeling very heelish here, I thought it was kind of silly, but okay. Gallus is a useful contrast, I guess, because they're like no nonsense, serious, and Pretty Deadly are ridiculous. So, but it's a contrived story, but I find it less annoying than the whole dating scenario. Trick Williams, super high spot. He was without Mello, went to the ring and crushed it, cutting a promo. So Dragunov's being interviewed backstage, and Trick gets in the ring with the mic, and he's pissed because Dragunov like dragged him out of the ring or whatever during Mello's match. And so Trick just all kinds of cool comments and does a great job goading Dragunov until Dragunov comes out to respond. And then he takes a shot from Trick, an immediate leaping kick from Dragunov. JD McDonough comes out with his eye all bandaged up and talks about
his epic theme.
How Dragunov detached his retina. So McDonough says that he'll hurt Dragunov so badly that he won't be able to hold his son. And by this point, Trick has recovered and attacks Dragunov from behind, and then JD and Trick just leave. So, like, I know Trick's not good in the ring at this point, hopefully improving, but he sounded awesome here. I thought McDonough sounded good too. And it's like contrast some of the other storylines. This is just simple and realistic, right? Dragunov hurt McDonough in their last match, so JD's going to hurt him, which fits in with his character because he likes to dissect people.
You mean
right?
In the attack, because McDonough's last match was with Mello.
Oh, well, he's blaming...
Yeah, because Dragunov attacked him.
Oh, sorry, yeah, attacked him because that's to write him off of. He actually has an eye injury, right? So, I thought Trick Williams sounded awesome here, and he's surprisingly good in character and on the mic right now. Resthold Jensen James storyline 3.
Oh,
Date is over. We're outside James' front door. So what is it? Briggs had told him it's 90-10. You lean in 90%, and she goes the final 10. And I think Henley had said, like, if she starts jingling her keys, that means she wants a kiss. So anyways, Jensen goes in for the kiss. Henley and Briggs show up, stop him, and Henley tells Jensen about the James I love you on the phone. And what a shock. What did I predict it was? Do you remember?
No.
I was like, it's probably her brother or uncle or something. It's her brother, because Henley has to look like an absolute idiot, right, for never considering this to be a possibility or asking about it. Like, if I could only be a romantic I love you, that's it. That's the only possibility. Right, so just stupidity all around, just cringeworthy stuff for me. A bad idea that forces like inexperienced people to act on a regular basis. It's not good. High spot, decent match. I didn't think really main event worthy. That was Mako and Roxanne. They defeated Chance and Carter. Pretty fun match. Jumping kick by Mako leads to Perez pop rocks, and that wins after 11 minutes. And post match, Mako basically wants Roxanne, because she had said in an interview earlier in a segment backstage that she had her reasons for partnering with Roxanne, and then she says, since I did you a favor, maybe you'll do me one and give me a title shot. And Roxanne says it's an honor. Fine match, a little bit short, not main event caliber probably, but good enough. Is it still me? Impact, yep. Okay, kind of the opposite of NXT. Lots of stuff that wasn't really deserving of anything, so stuff will be kind of left out. Macklin Rhino match was fine, but not a high spot. Edwards Heath, and then some PCO stuff that I didn't really care about either. High spot, awesome opening match. Bay and Kushida ahead of their 6-man tag match at No Surrender with Bay, Austin, and you know who their partner is?
Who?
Kenta.
Oh, I saw.
That's kind of cool against Machine Guns and Kushida.
Machine.
That's a cool match. So this match got 15 minutes, great back and forth, lots of speed, high risk, limb targeting. Kushida was obviously targeting Bay's, I think it was left arm for the first part of it. Really, this was it. The really looking cool pin from Kushida that drove home kind of how evenly matched these two were. So I would actually recommend this if you're not a Impact viewer and you're looking for something to watch. This was a good opener for sure. Then straight into a rest hold, because you got Santino sitting down with Dreamer and Bully Ray. Santino suggests they talk it out on the Guys podcast that's been on the show a couple times. I don't care what it is. I don't remember. Dreamer basically is like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think we should shake hands and go our separate ways, but just go our separate ways. Bully tells Dreamer, that's fine, I agree, and you can leave Impact. Like basically saying, you're the one that can't handle it, so you can leave. They argue. Santino tells them they can talk it out on the podcast. Cool idea. So apparently they're going to have like a beat the clock challenge between the two to see who gets to talk first on a podcast. that what we should do next week? We'll each have a match, and whoever wins faster gets the.
We'll run on 2K though, because I don't want to actually wrestle people.
That's ridiculous, right? But anyways, super high stakes. Use this time for anyone else. Impact. That's all I'm saying. Restholds Swinger versus. Did you hear who came back?
Kiss Demon.
Well, yes, but so Johnny.
Barry Horowitz.
Yeah, versus Barry Horowitz. That's right. You heard me correctly. And yes, as you said, to top it off, the Kiss Demon shows up to distract Swinger, and Horowitz gets the distraction roll-up win. So in the first little bit of this show, we get a Bully Ray Dreamer segment and a Horowitz Swinger match. So hip stuff.
Riding high.
Relevant stuff. Highspot Masha Slamovich brief interview. She's still speaking in Russian, saying very few, like she just said yes a couple times, and then that she doesn't think Mickey's learned her lesson yet. Invites her to ringside to watch Masha break Alicia tonight. She's badass. She speaks Russian. Then there's the look of disdain she has for Gia. Like, doesn't really want to talk to her. I quite enjoy. Highspot and Resthold, the Hex. Happy to see them in Impact, but guess who's managing them?
Oh, Father James Mitchell.
Yeah. So he talks about Satan being his boss and Rosemary's mother, and he just doesn't seem like he fits with the Hex. What did I tell you earlier? I can't remember her name.
Allison K.
So guess in my notes. Not Marty Bell. Not Marty Bell one uses multiple Hex puns and sounds silly. It would seem that promos are not a strength of these two, and I don't think that Mitchell's the answer for that issue. Highspot. Only other thing, main event, Kenny King, Rich Swann got a load of time at the end of this show and had a pretty good match. Nice kick exchange, left both of them down, and then near falls for each, including a butterfly overhead tiger bomb combination from Kenny King. And the Royal Flush gets countered into a roll-up. Swann wins. I think it was pretty clear Swann would win because he's the number one contender, I guess, for Alexander right now at No Surrender. And King's never really booked super strongly, but they had a really good match to end the show. Thought the opener was a better match, but this was good, and I think could elevate Kenny King a little bit because he seems to be getting a bit more attention, and this was good stuff. All right, man. Talk about SmackDown because you look like you're about to pass out.
I thought I saw a high spot. Maybe talking's helpful. Bray Wyatt's going after the winner of Lashley versus Lesnar
for a dud of a match, as is his pattern.
I mean, it depends on who he faces. I mean, it could be interesting.
Cite the last good Fiend match.
2020 Royal Rumble strap match with Daniel Bryan.
3 years ago. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he was gone for a year.
Okay. He sucks, bro. I'm going to say it. In ring, no good. No bueno. Character, no bueno. I'm out. He's lame.
Other high spot was another Sami Zayn promo, this time in Montreal, hometown.
Yeah,
been French speaking. And I believe when he was done, I heard his old theme playing.
He used the worst French curse word there is, and the crowd loved it. And they did bleep it out, too, even though it was in French. Yeah, he sounded great, man. He's
happy
incredible.
He has his old theme back, too. His theme's a classic.
The crowd was going crazy for their chant the whole time when it was done. Yeah, it was a good promo for sure. Anything else? That's it? And there's no figuring it out, you said?
Preview.
Oh, right. Okay, so we can pause and I'll throw some music in for that. So we're going to give you a quick little preview of today's premium live event, which is WWE Elimination Chamber. All right, let's preview Elimination Chamber. It's going to be a bit of an off the top of my head because I haven't thought much about it.
I haven't much either.
I don't even know if I could run down the card to you, to be honest, but I'll do my best.
Women's Chamber for a Raw title match.
Okay.
Raquel, I think half of the people from SmackDown, or at least Raquel and Natalya for SmackDown.
Of course.
So, yep. Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Carmella. I'm taking Asuka.
Me too, because who else
Asuka's
would it
cool
be?
Now.
Asuka's always cool.
Yeah, but she's cooler.
How dare
now.
you? And I don't really.
I think Raquel's cooled off. Natalya's Natalya. Liv Morgan sucks. Nikki Cross is and Carmella sucks.
Has anyone really been positioned strongly out of that? Like maybe
Asuka.
Not even Asuka, but
Asuka I think makes the most sense.
I agree. I will take Asuka. Doesn't make for interesting.
Balor and Ripley versus Edge and Phoenix. This one's kind of tough because I think on one hand Edge is just a hot off a return, but Ripley also won the Rumble, so I feel like you could either go Ripley picks up the win or you have Edge pin Balor.
Yeah.
I feel like you go. I think I'm gonna take Judgment Day because I feel like then that gives Ripley momentum before Mania, and then also if they win by nefarious means, you could set up Balor and Edge at Mania. So I'm gonna take Judgment Day.
I also think it's Judgment Day just because I don't. They love momentum.
What
love
are they gonna
momentum.
do with Phoenix, right? Like, and that can set up Edge's match with Balor, like the rumored Hell in a Cell match. If you want to do that, then you can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Phoenix gets pinned. I think maybe.
I think so.
And because I don't think like they do care about momentum, and I don't think they want Ripley involved in a loss.
And I think if they do like some cheap thing with Priest or Dominic, then that can set up Edge and Balor later.
Yeah, I hate to agree with you, but I just think Judgment Day.
Lesnar versus Lashley, #1 contender to Bray Wyatt match.
#1 contender to Bray Wyatt match.
If they're facing Bray Wyatt, that kind of changes things. I'm not sure what Lesnar's doing for Mania, so that's the thing. But he has history with the Wyatts a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that would work.
And is Brock gonna stay around to do stuff, whereas Lashley's actually there all the time? So. But I don't know. It's hard to pick against Lesnar even in 2023. So who are you taking?
It's kind of tough. I could see it going either way. That's the thing.
Yeah, me too. Which is good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I'll take Lashley. Just because he's around all the time.
I'll take Lesnar.
Okay. I'm not confident in it, but...
Oh, I'm not. I'm like half confident because I think it's a pretty 50-50 one, actually.
Lesnar's kind of like my Charlotte Flair. Like, if she's in a match, just pick her because...
You're picking Lashley.
It'll pay off. I know, but that's why I'm saying I'm going against my instincts, but I'm going to switch it up.
U.S. Title Chamber, which is Rollins, Bronson Reed, Gargano, Theory, Montez, and Priest. As much as I want it to be Rollins, I feel like Rollins could do something else at Mania. I think going back to the U.S. title so soon would just be kind of weird. And I think
Theory
there's
retains.
the Theory leak, right?
Yes.
So I'm taking Theory as well.
Okay, I'm going to try and find a way to not take Theory. Let me look here.
I want to pick Rollins, but...
I know.
I can't sacrifice a pick.
Can't see it being Bronson Reed. Can't see it being Gargano.
Montez, nah. Damian Priest,
nah. Why not Montez? They've been telling us for like 3 years he's getting a push
so random,
as a singles guy.
It's not going to Montez.
I'm taking Montez forward. Book it.
It's not going to Montez.
I don't know. I'm going out on a limb.
No.
They keep hearing rumors of the push like every 8 months, so at some point maybe it'll happen.
They'd actually build it up.
I don't see why, but I'll go.
I guess Rollins is probably going with Logan Paul. So.
Just so they can say they're unpredictable and anything can happen, and that we tricked you with the leaked photo, you dummies. Because you know Vince thinks everyone's an idiot, right? So
Vince isn't doing shit.
Anyways, carry on.
Main event: Reigns and Samuel.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a tougher pick than usual, but I think
Reigns.
I'm going with the forever
But like
champ.
instead of being 100% sure it's Reigns
like
at every show,
75% sure.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah.
I'll actually watch it. I'm interested in the crowd and everything too. So
we have to record it.
Yes, we have to record it, but we could probably watch it tomorrow. Do we have anything tomorrow night?
I'm working.
I know, but only till 9, right?
Yeah.
So we can watch it when you get home, probably. Yeah. Okay, cool. So those are our predictions. I think that's the end of 135. Yeah, you don't have.
I believe.
Wow. All right. Well, we made it in that sweet spot of between an hour and a half and 2 hours. I like that. So it sounds like I hate to even say it. We might get around to the worst of. We will. Oh, he's been confident.
Over a month.
If he's confident, then that means he's committed, and I'll be down here. I'm willing to record at any time, pretty much. So you can look for that. I think we'll definitely be back down here for 136 next week. It's super late. It's time for us to go to bed. Thanks for taking any time out of your week to listen to us. We'll see you back here next Saturday. And until then, take care.